the semifinal match between the two Koreans. Third seed Choi Hyeonju and second seed Bo Bae. Bo Bae, of course, #1 in the world rankings after winning those 2 gold medals in the Olympics in London just about a month ago. 24 years old and has to be considered the favorite in this match. A little bit more experience on the international stage. This is Choi Hyeonju's first year of international competition, and she's done quite well. She's 19th in the world, 28 years old. She has waited for her turn.
Yeah, and also she had a top 10 finish at the Olympic Games, but every single one of her matches went down to a 1-arrow shoot-off, even the one when she eventually lost. So she didn't have an easy path into the top 10. She had to fight every single match coming down to 1 arrow closest to the cross, and on the 4th go the luck finally ran out and she ended up in 9th place, but that's at the Olympic Games, so that's no mean feat at all. Getting in the top 10 at the Olympics is quite fantastic.
And it means she's battle tested. This morning she was certainly tested by Alejandra Valencia of Mexico. That was a close match, tied at 4 after 4 sets, but she pulled away to win it 6-4. Meanwhile, Bo Bae had a much easier time in her 6-2 win over Lin Xia-en of Chinese Taipei. And that is how both of these archers have reached this point, as Bo Bae starts it off with a bang.
I think that's how she finished the last match and how she starts this one. She's straight on it. No settling in, no adjustments, boom. Whoa, that's uncharacteristic.
But the beauty, again, and we've talked about this before, that is not what Choi Hyeonju had in mind by any stretch of the imagination. No. And undoubtedly, the set has already been decided. Bo Bae will win it. But in the set system, all is not lost.
Not at all. She's only 2 down, and now she's back in the 10. I'd love to see that shot again on high speed just to see what went wrong. Because whatever it was drastic.
To say the least. So 10-10-9 for Bo Bae as she takes the first set. But this set was decided when Choi Hyeonju's first shot wound up as a 3. And she ends up scoring just 22 points in the set. But she bounced back, recovered, shot a 10 and a 9. So perhaps she's found her groove.
Yeah, and I'm sure the rest of the match is going to be close, but I wonder if that was a technical problem, a timing problem with the shot went off early, or what it was. But to shoot a low 3 when most of the time she's consistently in the gold, that's crazy.
So the 3 cost Choi Hyeonju the first set, but certainly not the match, trailing only 2-0, but she is trailing the #1 recurve archer in women's archery.
Yeah, and shots also like that 3 don't exactly do wonders for your self-confidence either. Unless you know it wasn't your fault. If it was an equipment thing, or you know that the fletching was loose, because sometimes if one of the fletchings or the flights on the back of the arrows, they're stuck on with double-sided tape, and sometimes if one of those pitches up, it just starts to flap around, and that causes extra drag, and then you can get low arrows like that. If it's a shot like that, and you know you done a good performance, it doesn't play on your mind. But I'm not sure what the case was. Maybe we'll find out later in the interviews.
Choi starts out stronger in this set. And Bo Bae, who had 2 bullseyes back-to-back to finish off the first set, continues to find the centering.
She just looks so in control. So still, so focused.
Peaceful, placid. Nothing seems to rattle her. 9s back-to-back now for Choi Hyeonju as the 2 Koreans battle for a spot in the gold medal match.
It was interesting seeing her in seeing Bo Bae in the press conference after she won a gold medal. She seemed genuinely, thoroughly disappointed that she'd won the gold medal by shooting an 8. She said something like she felt it was a shame on her country that she couldn't win the title with a gold, and everyone was just couldn't believe it, because she just won the Olympic Games, and be it with your last arrow in the 8 or not, you've still just won the highest pinnacle in our sport. So she's definitely an interesting character.
Well, it speaks, I think, to the level of excellence that they strive for in Korea.
Yeah, perfect.
Which is the same level that a lot of other countries are now trying to raise the level of their game too.
Absolutely, there's no choice. If you want to compete now, they're the benchmark, they're the pinnacle of our sport at the moment in the recurve side of it, and we've got it's up to the rest of the world to come up and join them, and we definitely have some athletes around the globe who are doing that.
So Bo Bae scores 29 points in each of the first 2 sets. Meanwhile, Choi Hyeonju, 22 points in the first set, 27 in the second set, and she finds herself trailing 4-0 in the match. So a deep hole for Choi Hyeonju to try to climb out of right now, as the relentless rain continues to come down here at Hibiya Park in downtown Tokyo. Best shot of the day, perhaps.
That's what she needs. She has to win this to stay in the game, or she'll be fighting for bronze.
Another 9. So it's back to Bo Bae, who only participated in 2 of the 3 stages on the World Cup circuit this year, was in 5 events. Out of those 5 events, won 3 gold medals, and you can see why with shooting like that. Bo Bae with back-to-back 9s, but actually trailing by 1 point now with 1 arrow left in this 3rd set.
Wow,
And there's
fantastic.
the bullseye.
Okay, this match continues.
Choi will take the set. By 1 point.
But she found the 10 again. I remember back in London, the Koreans, the Korean ladies were facing the women from Denmark, and it absolutely poured down there as well. All of a sudden, so no one had umbrellas, no one had waterproofs, and that was a particularly wet match. But needless to say, Korea came out on top and lived to dry off and fight another day.
So an excellent set right there for Choi Hyeonju, 28 years old, competing against her 24-year-old countrywoman, Bo Bae.
Just shaking the water off the arrows there, because again, you don't want any extra weight. Admittedly, though, when you shoot that first shot, there's a big spray and it all comes off.
First 2 sets going to Bo Bae. The 3rd set belonged to Choi Hyeonju. And that's where we stand, 4-2. Bo Bae still with the lead. So Ms. Choi shooting first. At target number 1, outside the gold rings.
That could be it. We'll see if her teammate and fellow countrywoman Bo Bae gives her a chance, and she does. Sure, there's a sigh of relief for Choi. Back on track.
A big shot right there, putting pressure on Bo Bae. And she handles the pressure, answering with a 9, but now trails again by 1 point with 1 arrow to shoot in this set.
And when it's so close to the 10 ring as well, sometimes those what we call line cutters can make all the difference. That's
A
a 9.
10 would have ensured her the victory in this set.
Well, it hands the pressure over to her teammate. From Choi's point of view, she knows her teammate can handle it, and she does handle it.
So they split the points in the set, and the score goes to 5-3 now. Choi Hyeonju had a chance to take the set, tie it up at 4-all, but has to be pleased that she's still alive and still has a chance here. If she wins this next set, we're headed for the shoot-off. And again, we've not had a shoot-off here yet today. Yesterday in the compound, competition. Jamie Van Atta won a shoot-off in a very, very closely contested match in the quarterfinals.
I think that was less than 2 millimeters, wasn't it?
It was about 2 millimeters, yeah.
Okay.
And it made all the difference as it kind of opened the door and paved the way for Jamie Van Atta to go on and win the compound women's gold medal here at the World Cup Archery Finals.
Doesn't look any drier down that range, does it?
No, it does not. And it does not promise to get any drier. Sunshine is not in the forecast here in Tokyo, unfortunately, today, but it does make for an interesting setting and interesting conditions. All the more challenging, as if it weren't challenging enough.
Yeah, shooting in the World Cup final is a challenge amongst itself.
Great shot by Choi Hyeonju.
It's the same thing at the game. She can deliver pinpoint accuracy, and in other moments she just opens up, and there's a few lower scoring arrows going down there. But at her best, she is one of the best.
Bo Bae known for her consistency. She's back inside the 10 ring. And we have ourselves a match. Another 10.
Beautiful.
Of
So
course,
Choi wins this. We have our shoot-off.
Yes.
Whereas if this end is tied, it goes to Bo Bae.
Choi is in great position right here. She can put it away and tie the whole match at 5-all if she can just shoot a bullseye. Needs the bullseye, gets the bullseye.
Look at that, the pressure was on. Yeah, I'm not surprised she's smiling.
Bo Bae must finish it out, and she does with a strong 9, but she loses this set 30-28, and so Choi Hyeonju, who'd fallen behind early after 2 sets 4-0, comes storming back and sends this to a shoot-off against Bo Bae.
Even after that disastrous first arrow, she found a form,
and again, that highlights the difference between compound and the set system in recurve. In compound, where they keep cumulative scores, that 3 probably would have doomed Choi Hyeonju right from the get-go.
It would have been over on the first shot. We would not be here now looking at a 1-arrow shoot-off.
So we go to the shoot-off here in the second semifinal match, trying to determine who will face Deepika Kumari in the gold medal match. And again, Bo Bae trying to shake the water off her arrows, keep things as dry as possible so she gets as true a shot as possible. It all comes down to 1 shot, and whoever is closest to the center of the target moves on to that gold medal match. Keep in mind, Bo Bae is in the hunt for the Longines prize for precision. She's known for her precision. Very consistent archer.
I think she's in a good position to take that title, I think, this year.
I believe so. And in World Cup competition, she's fired well over 100 bullseyes. But Choi Hyeonju, a lot of experience, has worked hard to reach this level, get to the international competition stage, and this is her opportunity, and she knows it. So we'll see who's able to handle the weather, who's able to handle the pressure, as this crowd looks on here in the rain in Tokyo.
See, the fans are still happy. They're getting their pitches they want.
And they have stuck around. So great credit to the fans here in Japan.
It is. But it's not very often the World Cup final comes to your hometown.
Beaming out the signal throughout the world here on archery.tv. So the 3rd seed, Choi Hyeonju, with a chance to upset the 2nd seed, Bo Bae, upset the #1 recurve archer in women's archery in the world. Comes down to this 1 shot, 1 chance
Will we get a pair of 10s? Sometimes it brings out the best in our archers. Sometimes it doesn't, so let's see.
Bo Bae. Got it.
Great shot. But it's an out of 10. It's all about the measurement from the middle, not just the score. So there's still everything to get.
She puts the pressure on Choi Hyeonju, and Choi Hyeonju cannot answer. Bo Bae has won it in a shoot-off.
She has probably about 10, 11 millimeters difference, but there's also a difference in score, so no need for a measure. It's all decided.
So the two teammates exchange handshakes, congratulate each other. Choi knows she gave it a great run right there, and she really did.
She did. She had a strong fight back. And now we have, so we'll have a Korean in each final. So there's still a possibility that we could have both of them on podium. We'll have to wait and see.
So Bo Bae will face Deepika Kumari in the gold medal match, and it will be Jennifer Nichols taking on Choi Hyeonju in the bronze medal match in just a little while. But the semifinals for the women are in the books, and it's Bo Bae winning a shoot-off 6-5 after Deepika Kumari captures the first semifinal match 6-2 over Jennifer Nichols.